Hello everyone, let's talk a little bit about Project 4. Project 4 is to create a program to roll the dice. So you'll notice this looks very familiar to the numbers demo. We have two labels here that can get pix maps of images. We have a LCD number widget that will be showing the current time. And we have one button to roll the dice. So let's talk a little bit about how this might be implemented. Python has a random library that has a neat little function called randint. So let's make randint work so that you can see how you could use this in your program to come up with a random number for each of these die that are there in the project. So I've got Tawny here, and in order to use the random library we need to import it. So from random import randint. Now there is another version of this if you wanted a random float, but obviously the dice that we're using would have a number 1 to 6 on showing on one of the 6 sides of the dice. So let's make it work by itself here. Print randint. The first parameter or argument to this is where you want it to start. So we want it to start at 1, and we want it to give us a random number between 1 and 6, including 1 and 6, and it just happens to work that way. So when I run this, of course I'll have to save it first. Let's save it. And the 2020 version of this class. Module 4, random number, random demo.py. Okay, let's run it. See, I got a 4 the first time I ran it. I ran it again, I got a 6. Ran it again, I got a 2. Ran it again, I got a 3. So you can see that this nice little 2-line program gives us a random number between 1 and 6. So you can use this in your dice rolling program to come up with a random number for each of your die in that program. So, and just to show you that we could run this in a loop, for I in range, if I wanted to spin over 6 times, what would that be? Range 6, right? Okay, that's going to, I is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it stops at 1 before 6, but it happens 6 times. So then I could take this code right here, copy it, and indent it inside of our loop. And when we run this, we'll of course see this first print, but then we'll see 6 prints after that. So there's the first one, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see we're getting random numbers. We did roll a 4 twice there. So that's a little bit about what you need in order to create a random number. Now let me show you the program when I wrote it. Yeah, I have to write all these programs myself. There's no book that's coming up with them. So let me run this for you, and you can see it work. there's our LCD clock ticking away. And I'm going to roll the dice. And what'll happen is inside this program, there's a loop similar to what we did in the numbers demo, or you can use a timer, either one. But it's going to tick through 6 times, changing the image on each of these labels so that it looks like the dice are rolling. And then it's going to generate a random number for the final image to show on each of these dies. So here goes a roll. Did you see it? We saw the dies rolling and then they stopped. If I click it again, see, I rolled a different set of numbers. Okay. I rolled a 5 and a 6. So that's project 4. That's the way it's supposed to work. And of course the exit button works as well. So good luck with project 4. You can see that we're using the import sleep if you want to. We're importing random int and we're using a pix map. So that's the end of our little introduction to Project 4. Good luck.